dum 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 dum, and that's jazz. And that's jazz. And that's jazz. I'm standing here with the mighty, mighty, mighty 35mm 1.4L. L Glacius Glaze. A wonderful lens that I've heard so much about over the years, and I've just managed to acquire. And all I can say is, it's jazz. This lens is like jazz. That's the only way I can explain it. You know, I've had the 35 IS, the little short one. That was one of my favorite lenses that I've spoken to you all about before. One of my favorite lenses, just produces beautiful images, beautiful, clinical, clear pictures from edge to edge, sharp. But I've heard people going on about this 35L, this red ring. And I've always wondered, I wonder what the difference is then, because the 35 IS, it's got image stabilization. It's very short. It comes to about here. I've got the 24mm version here. Look, little short. It's about the same size as this. About the same size as this. A little bit fatter maybe. Opens to f2. But I always hear people raving about this one. So, you know, I managed to cobble some change together, as you do. Saw it in the exchange shop, but I didn't have enough money, so I had to part X my beloved 35 IS, and I kind of gave it over. I was like this. But you know what? When time comes for you to step and do something different, you got to step and do something different. And that's something that I've learned over the years. You may have grown attached to something, but you can't grow beyond that thing sometimes unless you let it go. So anyway, I took a gamble. I said, let me try this 35. This 35, this is the Mark 1, 20 years old. This lens is 20 years old. Mark 1, 35, 1.4L. And all I can say from the moment I put it on, you know, actually looking at the images on the back of the screen does not do it justice. This lens was made in the SLR days, yeah, from back in the days. Looking on the back doesn't do it justice. When I got the images onto the computer, that's when I saw what people have been going on about all this time. And all I can say is, it's jazz. I'm telling you, the images that come off here, it's like jazz. You know, jazz is a music that is not written down. People improvise on it. You vibe on it. You bounce off of it. And it produces a product that is poetic, but hard to explain. To somebody who's learned reading music and being structured and being told what to do, it is very hard to put it down in words what makes that jazz flow. That's this lens. My God. It is just, I mean, I've only had it 4 days, so it's early days, but I whacked it on my 5D Mark II, went out to do some street photography, paired it up with the Prime Minister, First Lord of the Red Rings, 135 and 35. So I got my 135 on my 7D, and I got my 35 now on my 5D too. Went out, you know, LL, LLing up the place. And I'm telling you, what a combination. I thought initially that, you know, this being 35, this being 135, there'd be too much of a gap between the two. But I'm telling you that they complement each other. Brothers and sisters, we are family. You know, you can tell. So I had my 35, 135. I'm out there catching vibes and being jazz, the personification right here in picture form. The far images, the images that you can't reach. The 135 f2.0 brings them home, captures beautiful. This lens is exquisite. Oh my God, it is exquisite. It is exquisite. El Glacius, the El Glacius glaze that you get these days when you're rolling in the maze with these two bad boys, these two L's. I don't know what to say other than it is an excellent lens. It's not too heavy. It's about, what, 581 grams. I think I've seen it written as 581 grams. So it's not too heavy. The images off this lens is completely different from the other 35, from the 35 IS. It's just different. The 35 IS is clinical. The images are clinical. But what I've come to appreciate is that maybe they're a bit too sterile. They're just clean and sterile. They're beautiful. And if you have that lens, it's easy to fall in love with it. But when you compare it against this, oh my God, this is jazz. I've now christened this the prime strategy, yeah, prime time 35 close encounters of the 35 kind, because, you know, to get some impact in your photography, doing portraits, street portraits, candids, but set up street portraits, this just shines. But you have to get close. You have to get close. The close encounters of the 35 kind, which means I'm meeting a lot more people and I'm actually engaging with them. And I know that is a subgenre of street photography, I guess, where you actually speak with people. There's the candids and there's I call them semi-candids. If I see somebody in a pose, in an image, you know, with a light striking them and producing something that I want to capture, to get it on a 35, I'm going to have to engage with them, because you can't shoot this from across the road and get that image. If I got my 135, then I can get the true candid. Pop, 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 pop. I can catch them wherever they are. Pop, 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 pop. But with my 35, to get that image, you have to engage them. There's no way you're going to be able to go up to them that close. Well, not me anyway. Not looking like this. Not with these. Makes people get nervous, you know. People tend to get nervous when you come up to them. But when I'm rolling with my two L's, my LL, makes it clear what I'm about. So I have to engage with them and get that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful image that I'm looking for with my L's. What the L the police can do. You see, when you get them on your side, what the L the police can do. It's all good. It's all good. Beautiful. So anyway, just to say that I'm rolling with the two L's at the moment. This is how we're rolling. This is how we're doing street photography. Two primes. I mean, I still got my 2470, but this Field Marshal Red Ring, which is a brilliant lens, is been put on the sidelines a bit and it's feeling a bit lonely. But I still use it for other jobs, studio stuff and other stuff where, you know, having a flexible focal length is an advantage. So it's all good. So over the coming weeks, I'll give you the lowdown on the L, the 35, yeah, the 35, the close encounters of the 35 kind. Roll end credits. It's jazz. That's jazz. That's bogling. And that's jazz.
mm, mm.